Hey, folks, here we go. We're going to be calling some of our senators to ask them the tough questions that a lot of them are very afraid to answer, by the way. And notice when I ask them about if diversity creates social cohesion, they've never actually studied any science on it. They've never studied any science on IQ testing. They've never studied a lot of subjects. They've never studied European politics. They don't realize that Muslims are going to be the majority in Europe by the year 2050. They don't realize that there was just a major poll in Europe showing that 80% of Europeans wish that Muslims had never come to their culture. And diversity doesn't really work. I mean, if diversity worked, then why is America segregated? Look at any major city, folks, and it's segregated. Blacks live on one side of town. All the whites moved away from them. The Mexicans moved away from them. Look at Detroit. All the white people basically moved out of Detroit. It's a phenomenon known as white flight. So, anyways, here we go. Let's call a few senators. You can see, I'm pretty tough on them, but I'm fed up. I just watch how little these people actually know. You'll see. I give them hell, but I am kind of, what can you do? I'm mad. Our society, white people, we're going to be 5% of the population by the year 3000. So.
Senator Michael Bennett's office, how can I help you?
Yeah, I was hoping to pass along a few comments today, please.
Okay.
Well, one of them is, I'm kind of concerned about white people's future. Did you know that white people are going to be 5% of the population by the year 3000?
I didn't.
Yeah, you never studied it? You just thought we're doing so great? And another thing is diversity. If diversity works, then why is America segregated? If you look at any major city or even rural areas, not all races are living around each other, are they? Look at Detroit. Detroit, all the white people moved out. It's called white flight. When an area turns non-white, all the white people seem to move out. So, diversity is not really working. So why do the Democrats say diversity is a strength? If you actually study the science and look at America or any part of the world, it doesn't seem to be a big strength. But anyways, if you could write down diversity in reality is not a strength if you look at the science.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay, I will.
And also, ma'am, there's a difference in IQ averages among race groups. Have you ever studied IQ averages?
A little bit, yes.
Oh, really? Tell me what you know. I'd love to hear it.
Why don't you tell me what you know?
Well, anybody who's actually taken the time to study IQ testing is well aware that, for example, East Asian average IQ is 105. Did you know that?
No.
Average white person IQ is 101. That's news to you, too? Average black American IQ is 85. Average black African IQ is 70, which is equivalent to a 12-year-old white kid. You've never heard of these numbers in your entire life? Hello?
I'm here, I'm listening.
Yeah, if you Google average IQ among race groups, you will see these numbers very clearly. Did you know that they've done over 5,500 studies on this, and the results have always been the same?
So, how does this relate to anything that you'd like to pass along to Senator Bennett?
Well, it affects the economy. What do you think happens when you keep look at Africa. The average IQ is 70 there, and they make 35 cents an hour. So doesn't IQ dramatically affect the economy?
So in what way would you like to, see that translate into, a policy priority?
Well, as a white person, I'd like to see stop immigration from third world countries, personally. And I think a lot of white people feel the same way in reality. We're tired. We're the ones paying all the bills. Who do you think pays the bills in America? It's the white middle class if you actually study it, right? Did you know that whites and Asians are the only two groups in America that actually pay more in taxes than we use in welfare every year? Did you know that? Have you ever actually studied this? Have you ever studied this?
No, I haven't actually.
Yeah, I'm not surprised, ma'am. You're a Democrat and you live in Fantasyland. Let's be honest.
I mean, I would definitely argue that that's...
How could you argue it when you've never studied it?
It's due to environmental factors and not inherent biological aspect.
Oh yeah, is that why black Africans have the smallest average head and brain size in the world? Because it has to do with environment?
Well, I'm happy to pass along your thoughts.
Did you know that scientists think that IQ is 80% genetic now?
I have to take some other calls right now, so appreciate you calling in and
okay, ma'am.
Have a good rest of your day.
Ma'am, you're a fucking idiot. Okay. And there we go. Now let's give Connecticut a call. I mean, come on. These people, they've never studied any of this, folks. Look at this.
Senator Blumenthal's office, how may I help you?
Yeah, I was hoping to pass on some comments and debate today. My zip code, 880001.
Okay.
And, yeah. Well, I guess, I don't know. I'm concerned about the welfare rates of our new immigrants. I know you guys say we're all immigrants, but boy, we're not exactly the same, are we? I mean, look at Mexicans. I don't hate Mexicans, but 73% are on welfare. Did you guys know that? Can you write down that 73% of Mexicans are on welfare in America? Or Latinos, to be more precise, but yeah.
Okay.
And also, diversity isn't really working. If diversity works, then why did everybody move out of Detroit that was white? Did you notice that all the white people moved out of Detroit? All the white people moved out of Baltimore? All the white people are moving out of New Orleans? Have you noticed this? If diversity works, then why don't we actually live around each other? Right? And I mean, have you ever studied black crime? Who on earth would want to live around it? Have you ever studied black crime? 20 times the rape rate, 40 times the violent crime rate, 13 times the aggravated robbery rate, 10 times the murder. And this is compared to white society. Why would white people ever want to live around that, sir? I mean, let's be honest here, right? Oh, he hung up. Look at that. He hung up. He can't handle it. These Democrats, see, they can't handle it. They have to keep living in fantasy land. They cannot, they just can't. When you actually bring up the facts, nobody can really dispute these facts.
Good morning, Senator Blumenthal's office. How can I help you?
Hey, I just called in and I was talking about some things and the last guy couldn't handle it. The Democrats say diversity is a strength. But if you actually look at America, it's pretty segregated, right?
I don't believe so, sir. No.
What do you mean? We're all living around each other in harmoniously?
Yes.
Name one city that's not segregated in America.
Sir, I can't speak on these issues. If you have an opinion, I'd be happy.
Oh my God! I just burnt you. You can't even name one city in America that actually lives around each other. If you look at Detroit, why did all the white people move out of Detroit if diversity works, ma'am?
Sir, again, I can't speak on these issues, but if you have an opinion, I'd be happy to.
And ma'am, the average IQ of a mixed child is 89. Why would white people want that? The average IQ of a Caucasian is 101. Have you ever studied IQ testing a day in your life? Have you ever studied IQ testing?
No.
Well, did you know that East Asian average IQ is 105? And you know how Asians are known to be intelligent? You know there's a stereotype going around that Asians are smart? Guess what? It's true. Average East Asian IQ is 105. What, you just thought all races had the same IQ average and never questioned to actually look at the science, ma'am? Right?
Sir, I cannot speak on these issues. And it's not up to me to give my personal opinion. If you have an opinion on an issue, I'd be happy to pass it along to Senator for you.
Yeah, please note that diversity in reality is not a strength. If diversity is a strength, it should create social cohesion. Now, if you actually look at the science of social cohesion and diversity, the science is showing that diversity does not create social cohesion. Obviously, you've never taken the time to actually look at this, right?
No, sir, not specifically.
Yeah, I'm so surprised. You're a liberal Democrat who never studies anything. What a surprise. Anyways, did you know that white people are going extinct and that we're going to be 5% of the population by the year 3000? Did you know that, ma'am? Surely not, right?
I've not heard that, sir, no.
Yeah, your brain could never do the math. We were 99% of the population in 1965. Now we're down to 63, and that we're slowly going extinct. By the year 3020, we're going to be probably 1 to 2% of the population if things continue. Do you deny that, or do you really think that's not true?
Sir, I would be happy to pass your opinion along to the Senator. It's not up to me to give opinions or anything like that.
I know. I love to debate you guys because it's so easy to actually win. It's so easy to win. You guys never actually study anything. Oh my God, you wouldn't believe how uneducated the average Democrat really is. You would not believe it. Anyways, can you write down that diversity in reality, if you study the science, is not a strength?
Sure, sir.
Thank you very much.
Have a great day.
I got more, dumbass. Oh, come on. Look how scared they are. Look how scared. I have to call back again. Please, you can't let these people just get away with, avoiding you. Come on now. Come on, Democrats. Get it together. They're so scared. Anyways, now they're scared. They can't handle... she couldn't even write down more comments. I know, I'm tough on them. I'm very tough on them. But I just can't believe it. We live in this world where nobody studies anything, and these people live their entire lives just, Alright, let's call New Jersey.
Booker, and thank you for calling. To leave a comment or suggestion for me, please press 1. If you'd like to speak with a member of my staff, please press 2. To hear the...
Senator Booker's office, how may I help you?
Yeah, I was hoping to make a few comments today, if I may.
Of course.
07002.
And your name?
Tom Tucker, Tucker.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to tell you things you never knew before in your entire life, I'm sure. For example, white people. I don't mind a little diversity, but not to the point that we go extinct. Did you know by the year 3000, if things continue, white people are going to be around 5% of America's population?
900 years in the future? I'll be...
No, 90. Well, actually, about 83 years. I said by the year 3000.
The year 3000 is not 90 years away.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I meant the year 2100, didn't I? You're right. Oh, man, you got me on that one. I admit, buddy. Yeah, by the year 2100, white people are going to be about 5% of the population. Did you know that?
did not.
You know, you didn't realize that, you know, that's why a lot of white nationalist groups...
What does it matter?
Oh, have you ever lived in a non-white country, sir? Name one non-white country. Name one non-white country that has a good economy, for one.
Well, what does it matter?
Because we're going to be living in a ghetto.
They're just people.
Oh, yeah. Have you ever lived in Detroit and just lived around those people? When you live around 20 times the rape rate, 40 times the violent crime rate? Okay, hey, have you ever studied black crime, sir?
I have.
Okay, well, tell me some statistics versus white...
And they commit crimes at the same rate that white Americans do.
Oh, really? Is that why the FBI says they have 20 times the rape rate of a white area?
That's not the case, sir.
Oh, what about 13 times the aggravated robbery? That's not the case?
It's not the case.
Well, tell me what is... You tell me what...
Exactly the same rates. According
Yeah.
to the same statistics.
Yeah, right. Yeah, nobody believes that. Who believes that?
So you choose to believe some of the statistics from the FBI and not the others?
Okay, what about IQ testing? You're saying all races have the same average intelligence also?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, then why is East Asian average IQ 105, average Caucasian IQ 101, average Black American IQ...
Socioeconomic reasons.
Oh my God. Did you know that top scientists think that IQ is 80% genetic now, moron?
All right. Have a good one, sir.
Yeah, you're scared. I know. You're scared to actually debate. Look at this guy. He's actually trying to tell me that blacks have the same crime as whites or Asians. You know how ridiculous that is, folks? Look,
This is Cory Booker, and thank you for calling.
look at this.
Leave a comment or suggestion for me, please.
You would not believe who on earth would say something like this. Well, I want to see where you can back it up.
Mayor Booker's office, how can I help you?
Oh my God, your last representative was actually telling me that blacks have the same crime as white people. Where did he...
True, sir.
Where can I look this up at?
A very simple Google search.
I have Googled I've studied black crime for many years. What about you?
You've studied black crime?
Yeah, in a black neighborhood has about 20 times the rape rate of a white one, for example. So where on earth are you actually getting statistics saying that the crime is even close to being similar? So let me get this straight.
The amount of incarceration.
Oh yeah, I know the police are just going around arresting black people because they're black, right? Right, ma'am?
I didn't say that, although there is a good amount of truth to that.
Yeah, right. You guys live in such fantasy land. So what about South Africa? South Africa is ruled by black people, yet they have the highest...
We don't live in South Africa.
What?
We don't live in South Africa, sir.
Yeah, but what about South Africa has the highest murder rates in the world?
We don't live in South Africa, though.
Oh, God, you debate like a moron. The point is, blacks have the highest crime worldwide. Wherever you look, blacks have the highest crime. Are you saying that's not true? Yeah, it is true. It's very fucking true, and everybody knows it. Okay, so where's your study showing that blacks have low crime, ma'am? I would love to see it.
Any study from the FBI.
Oh, really? Is that why the FBI? Is that why the FBI? The FBI says I've studied FBI stats, and the FBI says that blacks have 20 times the rape rate compared to a white area, for example. Matter of fact,
The exact same study.
let's look this up.
You're citing.
Let's look this up right now. FBI black crime. Oh my God, you're gonna lose. This is gonna be so easy to win. I mean, oh my God.
All right.
Oh my God.
Sir,
So all races have the same IQ average also? Have you ever studied IQ testing, ma'am?
I have.
Then what's the average IQ of an East Asian?
Sir, I'm not going to indulge you in this.
Yeah, I'm recording this. I'm recording this, and this is going to be on YouTube. You are going to look so smart. The average IQ of an East Asian is 105. The average IQ of a Caucasian is 101. The average IQ of a Black American is 85. The average IQ of a Black African is 70, which is equivalent to a 12-year-old. Like, you've never studied IQ testing a day in your life, have you? Ha, she hung up. Look at these people. They're always so scared. Oh, man. One more time. I mean, you know, it's not exactly phone harassment. These people are supposed to take calls.
This is Cory Booker, and thank you for calling. To leave a comment...
Senator Booker's office, how may I help you?
Hey, the other girl ran away like a pussy, just like you did.
All right.
Where can I... Hey, moron. Where... See? Look how they run away. Look how they run away.
Cory Booker, and thank you for calling.
Now I'm looking up FBI black crime. I mean, believe me, this is so unbelievable that they actually say that black crime is comparable to white crime. Anyways, that was a good one. I mean, these people, you talk about Democrat morons, Democrat lies. I mean, the thing is, folks, they honestly believe what they just said. They actually, you look at Detroit as the highest crime in the nation, it's all black. As a matter of fact, if you look at the New Observer Online, which is a newspaper that reports things that nobody else will, the top 20 most dangerous cities in America are all majority black. They just had an article about it. I mean, this is unbelievable. Anyways, we got to call them back. They are a load of fun, and they are so delusional. It's unbelievable.
Senator Cantwell's office?
Hey, I was hoping to pass along a few comments.
Sure, go ahead.
Well, number one, I'm kind of concerned about white people. I mean, we're going to be 5% of the population by the year 2100. You know, I don't mind a little diversity, but going extinct within your own homeland doesn't sound like such a great idea, you know?
Uh-huh.
Like, you know, and diversity is only pushed upon white people, right? Nobody tells Africa they need diversity, do they?
Right.
Diversity is never told, you know, Asians are never told that they need diversity. It's only white people who are somehow told that we need diversity. As we're stuck paying all the bills and going extinct. Isn't that great? I mean, what a great societal change, right? And if diversity is a strength, then why does nobody actually live around each other? Do you think diversity is working?
I'm not entirely sure.
Well, if you look at the science, diversity does not create social cohesion. You know, shouldn't diversity create social cohesion if it's working?
I suppose so.
Yeah, well, the studies clearly show diversity's not working. And then you got all these white liberals, maybe like yourself, and you choose to live in a white area. If you love diversity, why don't you go live in a black one, man? So you can experience it up close and personal.
Yeah, I have to pick up some other calls right now, but I can pass on your concern for you.
Yeah, I'm recording this, and it just makes you look terrible that you're scared to talk about certain subjects, man. You're pussing out.
Sorry about that, but I have to take some other calls.
Ma'am, you're a Democratic pussy, okay?
Hey, thank you for your call. Bye-bye.
Okay. What? No, I'm calling, you're allowed to do this. It's calling your senator and voicing your opinion.
Senator Carton's office, how can I help you?
Yeah, I was hoping to pass along a few comments, please.
Okay, sure. I can take your message.
Well, one thing is diversity. You know how the Democrats say diversity is a strength? Well, if you actually have you ever seen the science on diversity and social cohesion? The studies are showing that diversity is actually the opposite. It does not create social cohesion. Have you guys seen some of these studies?
Sir, I'm more than happy to take a message from you and relay it to the senator.
Okay, number one, diversity. If you study diversity, does not create social cohesion. Can you write that down?
Okay.
And number two, we need to stop mass immigration from the third world. Basically, number two, white people are going extinct, which if you're not white, I know is great. A lot of people, they hate white people, even though we were nice enough to let you guys move from Africa to here, where you would make 35 cents an hour in Africa. What, ma'am? Please explain. Well, please explain why you don't want to move back to Africa. Oh, she couldn't handle it. She could not handle it, folks. These people... It is true, though. It is honestly true. If America's so bad and you hate white people, move back to Africa. But they never want to because whites have the best society.
Thank you for calling the office of the United States Senator Jim Cardin.
Oh, she was scared to hear it.
Friday from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. If you've received this message during our regular office hours, our lines are currently tied up due to constituent.
Good morning, Senator Carter's office.
Hey, I was hoping to pass along a few comments, please.
Sure, and what are your comments?
Well, number one, if you study diversity, it's not really working that well. Why is America so divided when we have more diversity than ever? It should be harmonious, but it's not, right?
Okay, I can pass that along to Senator.
Yeah, and if you tell the senator, please study the science on diversity, because the science shows that diversity does not create social cohesion. And if diversity works, then why is every major city in America segregated?
Okay, I can pass that on to Senator Carper as well.
Yeah, number two, the whites and Asians are paying all the bills. Did you know that whites and Asians are the only two groups in America that actually pay more in taxes than we use in welfare? The blacks, Mexicans, and Muslims are using way more welfare than they pay in taxes every year. Did you know that?
I did not.
Yeah, you know how Democrats say Mexicans are helping the economy? It's a huge lie. Did you know that 73% of Mexicans are on welfare in America? How on earth are Mexicans helping the economy if 73% are on welfare? Even the illegals cost America $5 billion a year if you study it. Some people think illegals don't get welfare. Did you think illegals got welfare?
I did.
Well, you were right.
Okay, sir, I'm more than happy.
I know you're a Democratic pussy, so you're scared to talk about this. Let's be honest, right, ma'am? There they go again. They're always scared. Look how scared they are. They can never, write this stuff down. They can never give me a fair voice of opinion. I know I'm tough on them, though. But, it's upsetting. It's upsetting when, they act like my opinion, which basically is true in a lot of ways, if you're honest. They can't write it down. I bet you money she didn't even write down anything. I bet you money she didn't. This is how Democrats work. They can never,
DC office of U.S. Senator Tom Carper.
Oh look, and then they won't pick up the phone again.
From 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. from Monday, April 10th, 2007.
I don't know. You can see it up close, see it up close, folks.
Hello, this is United States Senator
how they
Bob
react.
Casey. Thank you for calling my office in Washington, D.C. Your call is very important to me. If you'd like to leave a message or comment on an issue, please press 1 now. If you need assistance from a member of my staff, please press... Thank you for taking the time to call today. Due to a period of high call volume, no one is available to take your call at the moment. Please leave a detailed message at the tone, including your name, phone number, and email address, and someone on my staff will get back to you as soon as possible. I apologize for this inconvenience.
Yeah, by the year 2100, if things continue, white people are going to be 5% of the population. Thank you for making us go extinct. You guys are really so smart. I mean, oh yeah, and all people are the same. That's why Detroit has low crime, right? That's why Baltimore has low crime. Yeah, that's the future. And if you're a white liberal, why don't you go live around diversity? I bet you money you live in a white, cushy little white area. But you love diversity, so why don't you actually go live around it and experience it up close like many other white Americans have and are forced to move once they see the realities of it. Like all the white people moved out of Detroit. You guys live in fantasy land about this subject. Anyways, I had to leave a message there.
Thank you for contacting the office center. Can I you?
Yeah, I was hoping to leave a few comments, please.
Sure.
Well, number one, I'm kind of concerned about white people. I mean, just like black people are concerned about black people's, right? Black Lives Matter. But, by the year 2100, we're going to be like almost extinct. We're going to be like 5% of the population. Did you know that?
No. I was not made aware of this.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not white, you probably love it, right? I seem to get that reaction a lot. Because a lot of people, they want to move to a white country, yet they hate white people. I mean, a lot of people are like that. Like, a lot of people hate white people for voting for Trump, right?
Okay, is there a message that you'd like for me to pass on?
Yeah, that white people are going extinct. And number two, that diversity doesn't really work. If diversity is working, then why don't we actually live around each other? I mean, America's pretty segregated if you'd actually study it, right? Even though there's no laws about segregation, if you look at Detroit, for example, all the white people moved out of Detroit, right? Anyways, yeah, number two, diversity is not a strength. If you study the science on it, diversity does not create social cohesion. It actually creates the opposite. Have you seen that? Probably not. Are you getting this, ma'am? Are you scared? Are you? And number three,
I just have no comment there.
Yeah, and number three, I mean, if you study immigration, everybody wants to move to a white country. Nobody wants to move to Africa. Nobody wants to move to Mexico. It's only white countries that get invaded. And, I mean, it's just so true. And if white culture is not the best, then why does everybody want to move to one, ma'am? Can you write down that in reality, white culture is the best? Because it's obviously true. Because
write that down. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, white culture is best because everybody in the world wants to move to one.
Okay, from where are you calling today, sir?
Yeah, I got more. 73% of Mexicans, 73% of Mexicans are on welfare. Did you know that? Yeah, you probably didn't know that.
No.
You didn't? Yeah, that comes straight from CIS, Center for Immigration Statistics. They study this, and I mean, can we afford a culture that comes to our country and 73% of them get on welfare? I mean, come on. That's kind of high. And, people like Al Sharpton, blacks get the lowest test scores in America every year. And then you got people like Al Sharpton blaming it on racism. I mean, can you note that if you study IQ testing, that not all races have the same IQ average?
Okay.
For example, average East Asian IQ is 105, which is why they're known to be smart. Average Caucasian IQ is 101. Average Black American IQ is 85. Average Black African IQ is 70. And average Latino IQ is around 85 also. And average Arab IQ is also around 85. If you Google average IQ among race groups, you'll clearly see what I'm talking about. So, not all races have the same IQ average. So, when one race doesn't do well in school, it shouldn't be blamed on another race, should it? Maybe we can just be more honest about it, that not all races are the same.
Okay. I'm more than happy to pass this along to the senator.
Yeah, there's more. There's a lot more. And also, if you study European politics, Muslims will basically take over Europe by the year 2050. Did you know that? You guys, I
was not made aware of it.
Yeah, I know. What do Democrats know? They don't seem to know any of this stuff. They actually, I was just talking to another Democrat, and he was telling me that black crime is the same as white crime. Have you ever studied black crime? I mean, that's a huge lie. Black crime is insanely high. I mean, did you know, I think 80% of our prison system is black people now? Did you know that?
No.
And blacks are only 13% of the population? And 80% of the people in prison are black. And this guy was actually telling me that blacks commit the same rate of crime as white people. Isn't that unbelievable? I mean, do you think blacks commit the same rate of crime as whites or Asians in particular?
Like I said, I'm not going to offer my own personal opinion on this matter, but I'm more than happy to take this down and pass it along to the senator.
Yeah, I just couldn't believe it. I mean, who on earth, if you're honest, would say that black crime is even close to being similar as white crime? For example, from what I've studied, a black area has 20 times the rape rate of a white one. 20! Why on earth would white people want to live around that? I mean, why would white...
Where are you calling today, sir?
From our state. Here in
What state is that?
Delaware, DE.
Okay. And can I just take your zip code so I can pass this along?
Yeah, I sure can. That would be,
Do you not know your zip code?
Yeah, let me look at my piece of paper here. I just moved out here a month ago.
Okay, sir, I'm just going to take down the fact that you're from Delaware today, but thank you so much for your call, and I'll pass this along.
Okay, and please study this stuff.
Have a good day.
Please study this stuff so you don't live in fantasy land about it your whole life, okay? Oh, she can't wait to get off the phone either. I mean, this stuff is just more than these people can really handle. The actual facts.
Senator Cortez, Master's office.
Hey, I was hoping to pass along a few comments. 89030, please.
Okay, what would you like me to take down today?
Well, a lot of things that a lot of people are scared to talk about. You probably never had a caller like me before. But, I'm kind of concerned about white people. Like, we're going extinct. Did you know this?
I am not aware.
You didn't realize by the year 2100, we're going to be around 5% of the population if things continue?
I have heard studies in regards to that.
Yeah, I mean, why is diversity so great if we end up extinct within our own culture? I mean, come on. And, if diversity's not really working. I mean, if the diversity works, then why is America majorly segregated? And if you study diversity and social cohesion, Have you seen the studies? Diversity does not create social cohesion. As a matter of fact, the studies have shown, for example, Robert Putnam's study, that people in diverse neighborhoods tend to hunker down and not trust their neighbors. Did you see that?
I have not.
Yeah, what a surprise. You're a Democrat. What a surprise, dude. Also, what else? I mean, 73% of Mexicans are on welfare. Did you know that?
I've seen studies, but I didn't know it was that high.
Yeah, that's coming straight from CIS. It's been reported on the news. I've seen segments about it also. And also, did you know that 91% of Muslim refugees in America are on welfare? Basically, 91% of Muslims are on welfare in America. Did you know that? Probably not.
I can definitely take down your concerns.
Yeah. And then if you study Europe, they just did a poll because Muslims are breeding in Europe like crazy and taking over white people in Europe also. So, and there was just a poll that 80% of Europeans wish Muslims had never come to their culture. Did you know that? Yeah. Probably not.
Is there anything else you'd like me to take down today?
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, 51% of black people are on welfare. And did you know that 80% of our prison system is black now? Pretty sure that's right. Let me double check that. What percentage of America's prisons are black? I mean, and then I just had this one Democrat telling me that blacks have the same crime as white people. I mean, he really lives in fantasy land, doesn't he? When 80% of our, blacks are only 13% of the population, but I believe 80%, Oh, wait. Okay. I don't know. I have to look this up some more. This one thing saying maybe African American, 35, maybe 37%. Either way, even if it is 37%, that's 3 times above their population as in America. Oh boy. But yeah.
Alrighty, do you mind if I get your name so I can add this comment to our call log?
Yeah, just one more comment that if you study IQ testing, not all races have the same intelligence. Did you know that? Probably not. For example, average white IQ is 101. Average black American IQ is 85. It's well known. They've been doing IQ tests now over 100 years. It's well known that these are the results. Not all races have the same IQ average, okay? Can you write that down?
All right, writing it down as we speak.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
A lot of Democrats I've been calling senators, and they hang up on me because they really can't seem to handle this information. A lot of Democrats, they don't want to know about these facts. They want to just act like none of this stuff is true. And blacks get the lowest test scores in America every single year. And, then they blame it on racism rather than the truth that black American average IQ is 85. That's why they had to have affirmative action to give blacks an unfair advantage over other people. Right? I mean, that's what affirmative action is. Basically, since you're not getting as good as test scores as other races, we're going to give you an unfair advantage, right? Obviously,
I can't comment on that.
Well, obviously, that's what the truth about affirmative action is. And then it forces white business owners to hire black people, even if they don't want to. Oh, you're forced by law to hire people you don't want to hire. Isn't that great that we're forced to hire people we don't want to hire? I know. I mean, that's really great, isn't it? That's real American. Let's force people to hire people. Yep, that's how America works. And another thing that's interesting is Asians are a minority, yet they make the most money in America. So why doesn't anybody talk about Asian privilege? Maybe write that down. Let's talk Asian privilege, because they on average make the most money of any group in America. So let's start talking about Asian privilege. That would be a good point, I think.
Alrighty. Do you mind if I get your name?
Yeah, Tom Tucker, Tucker, please.
Alright. And I will pass this along to our ledge team and the senator herself.
Yeah, and please study some of this stuff yourself so you don't live in fantasy land your whole life about it, okay?
Thank you so much.
Like Google average IQ among race groups tonight if you got some balls. You know what I mean?
You got it.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, thank you. Have a great rest of your day.
You too. Thank you. See ya. Alright. Let's end the video there. But you can see, I mean, look. I mean, these people, they're scared to really talk about some of these subjects. And, I mean, look at that guy. I mean, again, actually telling me that black crime is the same as white crime. I mean, come on, Google that yourself and Google black crime versus white crime and look at the links. I mean, come on, 99% of the links are going to talk about amazing differences. So, anyways, here's one of my videos, and all right, see you guys. Talk to you next time I make a video. Bye.